Today, the moon goes into Gemini, bringing a shift into this moon sign that is more curious, inquisitive, focused on ideas and communication. Gemini is about our minds, our mental processes, how we solve problems, how we think about things, and having curiosity and inquisitiveness, right? So we have, talk about this natural progression of the moon through the signs. And of course, the planets go through the signs in the same order as well. The planets just take a little bit longer in each sign. So we have this ongoing layers and layers of truth and experience that are interacting with each other. That's why astrology is so complicated. At any rate, today with the moon going into Gemini, we have that shift from a focus on Taurus, which is, or from the moon in Taurus, which is a focus on routines, grounding, stability, connecting with the earth, experiencing our bodies, and how we connect with the earth through our senses. I'm Marina Ormes here with your Astro Vibe for Wednesday, August 9th. And as the moon goes into Gemini, it'll be early morning, depends on your time zone, a little bit more like 8-ish a.m. on the East Coast, 5-ish a.m. on the West Coast. So your time zone may vary, but with that shift of the moon into Gemini, we shift into a focus on how we think about things. So Taurus, right, is earth, it's grounding, it's very physical, very tangible, very practical. It is best, we make the most of it when we think about working with our bodies, with our connection to the earth, with materials and tangible things. And so with the moon's shift into Gemini, we are actually shifting into a place where we're using our minds a little bit more. We're thinking about things, processing the information, like, okay, what does that make me curious about? What is that leading me to in terms of my understanding and the ways I think about things? So there's a shift from the physical world into the mental realm, and it's going to be worked with in the best way. Like, we're accessing new truths and opening our minds through this process of curiosity. So you may, mainstream astrology is going to say, oh, Geminis are distractible, tangential, can't stay focused, right? So what is going on at deeper levels when we hear those things, or we're talking about those qualities? What's going on with distractibility is our ability to have an open mind. So it's our ability. So, the opposite of distractibility, I guess, would be focus, but it's also tunnel vision. So wherever we get tunnel vision about things we think about, we kind of recycle our thoughts, right, over and over, like, oh yeah, that leads to that leads to that, and then I end up here, and I know how that feels. But what if the Gemini energy is saying, shaking us up to get us out of that, and to get us to go, wait a minute, what if I didn't think about it that way? What if I thought about it differently? Or what do I want to know that's going to help me understand a little better? And so it's that function that we have of curiosity, to go collect some information, right? So distractibility, tangential thinking is also just like that ability to explore with our minds. And so our curiosity is like, wait a minute. And if we weren't shaking things up and thinking differently that way, we would always be recycling the same thoughts. So Gemini energy is how we seek new information, how we respond to the fact that there is more information out there. And so when the moon is in Gemini, we want to think about opening our minds, getting curious, asking questions, go look things up. Something you've wanted to learn about. You could go buy a book about it. You could, you could search on the internet. There's some good things and bad things about that. But the point is, maybe you want to go talk to somebody. Maybe you want to sign up for a class. There are lots of good ways to get information, to inform yourself, to ask questions. And it's that process of shaking up our own thinking that allows us to grow and expand into more possibilities, new thinking that might serve us better. So with this energy of the moon in Gemini, and again, it is following we're in the Cancer moon cycle that began with the Cancer new moon on July 17th. And so we're past the Aquarius full moon. We're now in the waning half of the moon cycle, where the moon is getting smaller each night. We're integrating, we're processing, we're deepening into some of these themes of where we've put our intentions out there and how we need to take care of ourselves in different or deeper or better or just qualitatively more effective ways that we're taking care of ourselves. And we're integrating that. It's like, what have we learned? What do we need to do differently? How do we need to think differently? Where are we opening our minds to new ideas? And that's where we're at in the moon cycle, is in the new idea part. So we're both integrating, and it's like, oh, okay, I could be thinking about it this way. So again, shaking things up, getting outside of the tunnel vision of how you normally think about things, to get curious and open your mind. Gemini is about having a mind of wonder. So have that childlike innocence as you just really feel the way that you move in the world playfully, like a child does, because a child isn't attached to outcomes. They are so in the moment when they're playing, right? They're like, oh, okay, and then this, and that makes me think of this, and I'm going to play this out because I'm trying to process it or understand it. And that's what kids do. So think of yourself as having that childlike innocence to just be in the moment, be curious, try things, explore your thinking, and maybe figure out what you have questions about and what you want to go learn more about, and how that can take you really outside of old ways of thinking that, they served you in the past, but they can flex, they can adapt, we can grow, right? That's what we're here to do. So thinking can change, and our ways of seeing things can change, and it might open us to new possibilities. So that's what I've got for you here today with the moon in Gemini, or going into Gemini. It's technically in Taurus through the night, depending on your time zone. So thank you so much for being here. I'm Marina Ormes. You can learn more about me at astrologyheals.com. I have options for booking time with me on my website, astrologyheals.com. I've also got mini readings. Some of you have been signing up for those. It's a great way to get a taste of what I do and what your chart might have to reveal to you. So if this is all brand new to you, that's a great place to start with a mini reading. They're recorded, and I send you the recording based on whatever topic you choose, or I have some options listed there. So astrologyheals.com for that. And thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for your comments and sharing, and what we're creating here together. So I really appreciate you, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.